All right. I think you can probably hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I don't have Susie. Um, let's see. Something weird is going on here. All right, Leanne, if you can hear me, can you post in the feed? Because I can't. Okay, good. You guys can hear me now. I'm sorry about this. I had no idea that my um resend my code here. I'm trying to get connected to Leanne so she can hear me, but I'm not getting an approval code. Okay, so Leanne, I don't know. WhatsApp isn't working. So if you this is so stressful. Susie is not going to be allowed to go anywhere ever again. That is going to be the deal. Welcome everybody to Tuesday Live. Look, I have a mess everywhere. I've stuff trying to get myself set up. So I have a limited access to anything today. I can't shoot. I can't see my computer. Ah! This is so stressful. I don't know. Leanne, maybe you can email me. I don't know what the deal is with WhatsApp or why I can't get a code. It says I can get a code in on, let's see. Need help getting a code? Send me an SMS. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, I guess I'm going to try to lean in. Maybe I'm going to move the camera because I can lean in and look at the screen over here, kind of like I did last week. So bear with me for a minute, you guys, and I will see if I can. Okay. Linda, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you made it to the live. I filled the, Ann says, I filled the bottom two shelves of my Michael's cart with slide stash and store containers. I bought one of each. They launched first year. Last month, bought more and of the size. Good for Hudson carts. Okay. Restore. Let's see what's happening here. Ah. Sorry, everybody. It's so hard when you I can't see questions or hear anything. I can't get anything from Leanne at the moment. I apologize. I should have. Okay, wait a minute. All right. Welcome to Tuesday Live, everybody. It's a little crazy as always. Oh, there's Leanne. Yay. Okay, Leanne is here. So if you've got questions, she'll be watching the feed. But remember, usually we have 2 people watching the feed. Today we only have 1 because Susie is on vacation, which I'm never going to let her do ever again. All right. So my first big piece of news is last week we talked about the hang and hold, which is on sale. It's not even on sale. It's priced incorrectly. I don't know what's going on with the website, but if you love a hang and hold or you've been wanting to get the hang and hold, it is $20 on the website, $19.99 right now. Maybe Barb, if you're on board, or Terry, or somebody that's pretty quick with that stuff, if you don't mind putting a link in the feed. But if you go to the Totally Tiffany website, it's still $20. The bar alone, the key piece of it, is $29 to buy it alone. The kit includes the bar and 3 additional pieces, so it's a great deal. I saw a lot of comments on the Totally Tiffany page and on the Get Organized Challenge page about how people are using that. I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I put one on the shelf in my husband's closet, and then I use these little hooks from American Crafts. They came with American Crafts cart. It's that slide back and forth on that bar. And so that's where he hangs his pants and his shorts, right? He's got the bar's 24 inches long. He's got 10 hooks, and that's his preferred way of organizing. So if it's something that would work for you, maybe in some other way, definitely think about it. Get the kit, because the kit alone is cheaper than the bar, even if you don't use the extra pieces that come with the kit. But the bar in the garage, you know what else works? If you have a place to put that bar, and you get, I'm going to grab one of the little hooks right now that I use on my bar. I have one on my little cart here, and I'm pretty sure that these came from American Crafts onto their, like with their cart. And so they just slide along the bar. I'm pulling a bar off one of my tables right now. I have bars on both sides of my tables because when I have people over, that gives me extra space for both of them. So this is the bar that I'm talking about, right? So it just clamps onto your table. Now this is in the kit. So even if you don't need the whole kit, buying the kit for $20 is cheaper than just buying the bar. And then these are the hooks, and I'm pretty sure they're from American Crafts, and they go with their cart, and they just hook on, and then they'll slide up and down the bar, right? So if you have this hooked on the end of your table, you can hang almost anything on there. So I use these to hang my Cricut mats, but you could hang buddy bags galore on there, right? Off the edge of your table, if that was right. And then they'll slide up and down that rail. So if you're looking for getting that extra space organized, that price on the hang and hold, and it was still there this morning when I checked. So definitely, this is one of the pieces that comes with it, right? It hooks on 2 ways. So definitely check into that on the website if that's something that you think would work for you. We're also, I just got okay for this morning. We are having a new special every third Thursday. It's the Totally Tiffany Tuesday Tribe third Thursday special. This week, it is a 3-for-2 special. So that means you can buy 3 things, and the third thing, buy 3 items. No, that's for the weekend. The 3-for-2 on third Thursday is buy 3 things, and the least expensive thing is going to be free. So keep your eyes out for that special coming up third Thursday, which is the 20th, this Thursday, coming up this week. And then there's also a weekend special going on. Buy 3 things, get 20% off. So just keep your eyes on your email. We've got a lot of fun things happening, and we're trying to get some consistency so you all know what to expect, and so you can kind of plan your purchases around that. Cindy Sutherland asked about die organization. She is jumping in. Hi, Cindy. I hope you're here this morning. She is jumping in on dies and wanting to know the best ways to get them organized. She says, thinking about the Kirsten Buddy Bag. I see it comes with 5 divider pockets. Can we order more? Scrapbook.com has free shipping this weekend. 5 doesn't seem like enough. Is there a better storage option? I want to keep them in my Kallax, be able to travel to crops. I would say the Kirsten or the Karen Buddy Bag. So Kirsten works with the 9x6 pockets. Karen works with the 5x7 pockets and the magnets. Probably 2 of the most popular solutions that we have for die storage. People love them. Also, you could work with the 5x7 fab file as well as the Karen. So think about that, transporting it around. Fab file has the locking lid. Karen is, the lid folds open really nicely and easily, like that file. Same with Kirsten. Not as sturdy for travel. As long as you plan or pay attention to how you put it in your tote, you're going to be fine with either one, but the fab file does lock down. The 9x6 tab divider pockets that fit the Kirsten Buddy Bag, to my knowledge, are only available right now on the stampsoflife.com, Stephanie Bernard's website. Now, I know we were getting more in, and then they would end up being back on our website on scrapbook.com. You can always do an Amazon search. There's lots of small retailers that carry our products, but right at this moment, I think the Stamps of Life is the only place that they're in stock. And again, I'm sorry, Susie's not here. She would usually throw up some links, or I could get links to Leanne in advance if it wasn't just me here. But so check the Stamps of Life for that. Okay, it looks like, I also don't have my new phone set up for the screen to stay on. Cindy Posta says, what bag is good to store all my desk pens and pencils? You mentioned one that your mom had a bag for this. You mentioned maybe one time that your mom had a bag for this. What bag is good to store all my desk pens and pencils? It just depends how many you have. So on my desk right now, I'm going to get it. It's a mess, but I'm going to share it with you. I use the Deborah bag. I like the Deborah bag. It's small. It's got a variety of things in it. Pens, pencils. I have a paintbrush in there, a small ruler, right? So I have my sunglasses hooked on the side. I don't know why those are there, but that's kind of what happens, right? Scissors, paper clips. Oh, you got to go this way. Sorry, looking at the wrong screen. Scissors, paper clips. I've got a small ruler in here, paintbrush, a bunch of different pens, pencils, mechanical pencils, highlighters. This is kind of my basic bag, right? I don't know why the paintbrush is there. I'm going to put it away. I'm standing here. Actually, that's where it belongs. The thing that I like about this is when I travel for work, and I need to take this stuff with me, just like everything else, it goes in my backpack, which is why the little scissors are in there too. So it makes it easy to just know that I have all kind of the basic things that I need. There's little sticky notes in there and that kind of thing. So this is the Deborah Buddy bag, and it works for most. See, even shorter pens, pencils still stick up over the top. So that's probably the best solution, I would say, in terms of buddy bags for that. Carrie Harden asks, whoop, there goes my phone again. The joy and pain of a new phone. Any type of Kiwi Lane box being up for those sales? Any hope of Kiwi Lane box being up for those sales? No. I don't think we have any in stock. The Kiwi Lane box, for those of you who don't know, that is our 12 by 6, and I believe it's like 2.5 inches wide storage box. I don't have any here because I sent them off with some things that haven't returned. If it's in stock, okay, and if it is in stock, it will be up on those sales. I don't think that it's in stock right now, but I know it's on order. I know it's expected sooner than later, and I also just kind of a thanks for being here on Tuesday. Heads up, National Scrapbook Day is always a big day for us. So again, anything as we get closer to that, I'll put out some shopping lists. Of course, we're going to have a deal on the scrap rack, and it's going to be a big sale. National Scrapbook Day, for those of you who don't know, first Saturday in May, always. So it's a big 24-hour sale on our website. So start thinking about that and keeping your eyes open for what you might need or want, and hopefully we'll be able to get everything on the website for all of that. All right. What else? Lots of chatter on the Get Organized Challenge page. People gutting their room, taking everything out. I've been watching Tracy as she pushed all her supplies out of her room in the hallway, wherever they are, to get things organized. And I just wanted to comment on what a great way that is. If you are looking to organize your whole room, then thinking about getting all of those things outside and then bringing them back in, if it's possible, it's the best way to do it, right? Because one of the things that happens when you're reorganizing or cleaning something up is that if you don't take everything out and start again, then you end up moving things around your room the whole time, right? That's one of the best things about lining your hallway with your supplies, is that you're not constantly moving them around as you organize other places or other spots in your room. So it's a great way to do it. And if you have an opportunity or the space to organize that way, I would strongly recommend that that is how you go about doing it. I also had a few questions about paper organization and asking about scrap storage. And of course, I try to keep all my paper together, but I don't have all. I've talked about this a little bit before. Most of my paper is in 12 by 12 paper handlers, except for minor categories. So if I have a minor category, let's say St. Patrick's Day, I might only have 10 sheets of paper for that. Sorry. We're back to allergy season. I might only have 10 sheets of paper for that. So any scraps that are left over after a St. Patrick's Day project, the scraps go right into my scrap rack with the paper. Everything is in there in the calendar year. Other categories I have a lot more paper for, like travel. So travel, all the embellishments and stuff for travel are in my scrap rack, but the paper is in a paper handler, right? I'm a travel. Some people are Disney junkies. I'm a travel paper junkie. And then I have a scrap master in there, and inside the scrap master are all the pieces, all the leftover pieces for that go with travel. So I strongly recommend that you keep your scraps and your full sheets of paper together in one place. So whether it's in a scrap rack or in a paper handler or a combination of it, which is what I use, keeping those scraps together means that you're going to find them and use them. I know some people keep scraps separate from their paper, but that gives you two places to go and look for things, which probably means you're not looking in one of those places, and it's usually going to be scraps, right? You get busy, you just want to get a project done, and then looking in two places is kind of a pain. So try to keep your scraps with your paper. Now, that said, I know some of you, card makers especially, you might keep a box of scraps that's mostly rainbow, like right next to your Gemini or your MIDI or whatever you're cutting that paper with those rainbow scraps. So I know there's a little bit of, everybody's a little bit different. I like to keep the scraps with the paper. I only have to look in one place that way. So that's really, I mean, that's kind of, I'm always about efficiency, right? What's going to be the easiest thing? Okay, Sherry Ortiz says, do you have a suggestion for storing Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous red rubber stamps? They are 7 inches wide and 8.5 inches tall. 7 inches wide and 8.5 inches tall. Probably the 9x6 pocket, which is going to give you, right? They're going to stick out a little bit. That's so big, Tim. Somebody's always trying to stump me, right? All these other designers. So the pocket is actually 6.5 by 9. So, well, and you can see this sticks up a little bit over the edge. So to the tab is probably 7 inches, right? So here's the tab height, 7 inches by 9. So the 9x6 pocket is probably going to be a good option for that in the Kirsten Buddy Bag. And again, right now, to the best of my knowledge, the only place you can get this 9x6 pocket is on the Stamps of Life website. If you go to the Totally Tiffany section on the Stamps of Life and scroll through, you'll find the 9x6. I think Stephanie's the only one who has it right now, but that should fit perfectly. And if you're using red rubber stamps in the Kirsten bag, you're probably going to get, the Kirsten bag is, let's see, 6 inches deep. You're probably going to get 4 or 5 per inch. I know I have some red rubber stamps here. Let's see if we can figure out how thick those are. Here we go. So, I'll pull these out of my pocket here. If we say red rubber stamps are 1/4 inch thick. So you're probably, or 1/4 inch thick, you've got 6 inches. You're probably going to get 20 to 24 sets or red rubber stamps in Kirsten bag. So that's going to be, it's going to, you're going to need 5 sets of pockets. That's going to give you 25 pockets in the Kirsten bag. And that should work really, really well, actually, for those bigger stamps, the Tim Holtz bigger stamps. Okay, let's see. Anita Pinkston says, where do you store your completed albums? I store my completed albums in album storage boxes. They are in the house, but I have a one down here. I think, is that a completed album? So this is an album storage fab file. There are 2 sizes. This fits strap hinge or post bound. And then there's another one that fits 3 ring. albums. And all the measurements are on the website. These are backwards. This is memory. No, Creative Memories. This is a Creative Memories strap hinge album. But this box also works for postbound. Now, if you use the 3-ring albums, then remember that they're longer and narrower, right? They don't get as big as strap hinge or postbound. And that's going to fit in the other fab file box. And so the thing that I like about the boxes is that you can label them on the shelf, so dust free. And if you have other little bits and bobs that are you're storing with them, maybe some mementos or whatever, they're going to fit in there as well. So the album fab file, either standard strap hinge, postbound, or 3-ring, depending on what you use. And then you can line them all up on the shelf, label them, makes it really easy. Also, if you're giving an album as a gift, including one of the fab files with it, so the people that you give it to have a nice storage box, is a great thing to do too. It makes it just really easy, keeps everything neat and tidy, light, dust, all that kind of stuff. There's some protection offered from that. Okay. Kelly Molitor, are you able to attach the bins to each other rather than the bar? I'm hang and hold. Yeah, but I don't know why you would do that. I mean, the bins have these little hooks on them, and then they have, the bar. So you could hook. I'll grab another little bin over here, maybe this cup holder one. But I don't know why you would do that. Oh, the bins don't, yeah, they're not all the same height or anything. So you could, right? So there's that to hook together. But you can see that the cup holder is longer than the basic bin. So I don't know. I guess you could do it. Set it on, if you're thinking of just creating a collection of them and setting them together somewhere, you could definitely do that. Sure. Linda Christopher says, I've been creating 1 to 2 pages every time I try to scrap, and now have the task of deciding how to put in albums. Right now, they are in the size 6 slide stash and store. Any ideas? I've been creating 1 to 2 pages every time I try to scrap, and now have the task of deciding how to put in the albums. Right now, they are in the size 6 slide stash and store. I'm not 100% sure of your question, Linda. So it sounds like you've created pages and you're storing them in the slide stash and store, and now you're ready to put them in the albums. I'm wondering, maybe you're thinking about laying them out. So I'm missing something. Maybe it's not the question, maybe it's me, but I'm not I'm not sure what you're asking. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Do you sell, Maureen Adams Talley says, do you sell the vinyl roll sleeves separately? We certainly should. If they're not on the website right now, I'm pretty sure we have them in stock. They come in packs of 30. Or they used to, I think they're on the website as that. Let me see. I'll look really quickly here if maybe I can pull them up. If they're not showing up on the website right now, I know some of you who've been here for for Tuesdays regularly, we are switching everything over back to the US in terms of shipping TT stuff. And there's kind of a lot of weirdness going on right now as we make that transition between what we have here, what we have in the UK warehouse, and how we're making all of that work. So we should have more and more stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to look and talk at the same time. I can't search here. I can't reach my computer to search. So I can't, and I don't see vinyl roll stuff popping up in I don't know. I'll check, but they should be available separately for that. All right, let's see. Uh, Jane says, could you please show me what you would store blending brushes in? So a couple of different options for blending brushes, and I apologize because a lot of my supply stuff was shipped off for this trade show and it hasn't come back to me. Blending brush are in there. This is the 8-drawer slides, 8-drawer storage and supply case. This works for blending brushes. What also works great for blending brushes is the Irene Buddy bag. If you just want to put them all into one bag, the Irene Buddy bag is a great option for that as well, and it'll hold a lot of them. It is something that we're working on. I know somebody bought one of those. I should find my one of those trays with the silicone in it that you use for you stand stuff up in it, but it held blending brushes and then could be stuck into, I believe it was this 5x7. I'm gonna see if I can find mine really quick. The 5x7 paper taker, and that it worked really well for that in that bag. And then she could pull out the whole stand. And I had one here. Of course, I can't find it in this moment. But, and there's some pictures on, if you go to the Get Organized Challenge page or the Totally Tiffany page, there are some pictures. I can't find mine. I'm going to, brush holder. And she listed the size bag. So she's got the brush holder and then she just puts it in the paper taker upside down and closes it up and then takes out the whole thing and sets it on the table when she's working with it. And that looked like a really great solution. We are working on a new brush solution, but we're way away from releasing it. And that looked like a great option. So yes, that's what I would suggest. Either the Eileen bag or that combination. Janine Colson says, when do you use the small versus the large shut your flap tabs? It just totally depends on what I'm organizing. So my scrap rack, of course, is all large. I mean, large is better because you can put more words on them, right? It's easier to label them. So scrap rack is all large, but with smaller things, like if I'm labeling, no. Let me pull these out here. So these are the 8x8 tab divider pockets, and they're loaded up with stencils. I've got 2 stencils per pocket. And so I used the small on this because they fit the tab fine. The tab's a little bit bigger, but it's not as big as the large shut your flap tab. But then when I labeled directly onto these, those are the large shut your flap tab, right? Labeled as well. So either it's totally personal preference. I do try to label both sides. I use my label maker for everything. I don't like my writing, but I do try to label both sides of every tab that I create in the moment that I'm creating it, because then no matter how I set this down or put it away, I can still read the label on it. So yeah, so these are numbered and named both in that, but really it's just a matter of personal preference and space, right? So sometimes the little ones, the big ones don't fit somewhere, and then you pretty much have to choose the little ones. But yeah, I use them everywhere. I use them on, I mean, they're everywhere. They're all over my office. I like to use them as opposed to just writing on the tabs or labeling directly on the tabs, because as you know, I'm a little bit obsessive about keeping things in order. And so that allows me to move the tabs and the sections. I don't have to, get out the rubbing alcohol and clean it off a divider tab or something like that, or clean it off a pocket. I can just move the little sticker, or I can change it using the shut your flap tabs. Now, shut your flap tabs are essentially sticky notes. So if you live somewhere that's really hot and humid, or really dry, or really dusty, or you just have a lot of glitter in your life, which a lot of us do, that they get the repositional part, the sticky part. Once it gets dirty, it doesn't stick very well. I just take a repositionable adhesive and just add it right on there and stick it back on. So if you need your tabs to be more sticky, just go over the initial sticky stuff with new sticky stuff, and they work great. And the nice thing about the Shut Your Flap tabs is because they're plastic, they don't bend like paper. They don't fold over like paper. So they're super versatile. Sheila Scott, any news on when a new GOC will start? Sadly, no, I don't have any news on that. We're working with scrapbook.com on it. And just getting all that coordinated has been a bigger challenge than we thought. But please know that I am pushing to get that done. It's been a while. I know we need one. I'm drawing it with exclamation points here on my list of things that so every Tuesday after we meet, I make up a list of all the things I need to talk to about people within the company, trying to get the answers for things. I was not able to get an answer on when the 10-inch slide session store is going to be available, or the 3-drawer storage and supply case. Like I said, there's this weird transition going on where we're moving everything sort of back into the US team. So as those things transition, it'll get easier and easier to get information and actually get things done, because everything's right here in kind of the same time zones versus being 7 or 8 hours apart. So I apologize for that. Trust me, I wish I had better answers all the time for you guys. Rosemary Lamb says, what is the name of your label maker and where did you get it? I use a basic, I'll go grab it real quickly as well. I use a basic Brother P-Touch. It's old. I've had it for years and years. It's probably one of the first P-Touch label makers, but it has a few different modes. This is it. It has a few different ways that you can use it. There's like a little cheat note on the back of the different like fonts or whatever. It's very basic. They make better ones now that do more things and are easier to use. But it's just a P-Touch Brother, super simple. So I think find the one that fits your budget. And then I buy the cheapest tape, the cheapest label tape that I can find on Amazon. And I'll tell you what my thing is about the label tape. I'm going to print one out here, whatever I don't know what it said. Oh, A4, 8.5 by 11, whatever I was labeling. So this is the cheap tape. And one of the reasons I liked about it, one of the things I like about it, I don't know if you can see it, is that it's split down the middle, right? The peel off part has a cut right down the middle. So it's really easy to peel it off. There's other tape where you have to peel it kind of off with your fingernail off the top or whatever, and it's a pain. So if you can get the tape that has this double split, it makes it a lot easier to peel the backing off. Yeah, and so this just happened to be the cheapest refill tape that I can find on Amazon. Makes it really easy. Let's see here. Vinyl rolls, we answered that. All right, I think I got that. Let's see. Could you please explain how a GOC is conducted and what we may need to know? Okay, so for those of you who are new, the Get Organized Challenge, the GOC, is an 8-week class, sometimes 12. We've done it in as long as 12 weeks. I think that's kind of what we were proposing with scrapbook.com. And each week we just break down one area of crafting supplies and talk about it kind of start to finish. So we usually start with paper because that's the most impactful. We go through how to think differently about organizing your supplies and how to think holistically about organizing your supplies. So one of the biggest things about getting your craft supplies organized is thinking differently. Instead of thinking, I need to organize brads, or I need to organize paper, or I need to organize dyes, we try to think we need to organize our craft supplies in a way that all those pieces work together. We're keeping things together, we use together, they're visible, they're accessible. So a lot of what we start with in the Get Organized Challenge is just that, like, how are you thinking about organization? And then we go through the steps of how to physically take that pile of paper and sort it and organize it and label and put it back, how to do that with the embellishments or glitter glue or whatever you've got. And it just goes week to week, and each week builds on the next week. Doesn't cost anything. You don't have to have anything special. Of course, I'm using the vast majority of things that I use, probably all the things I use, are all totally Tiffany brand stuff. But I try to give you suggestions as well for other options. So if you have a different kind of space or a different kind of budget, or you have something else that's happening and you need something different, we try to work through that as well. So it's not a sales pitch. It really is a step-by-step how to get your things organized, and then some suggestions about best products to use for that. So it's one of the funnest things that I've done, that I do. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to doing another one. So keep your eyes on your email as soon as we have a date set. And then it's live, and so you can ask questions. But if you can't watch it live, it's also then posted on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it whenever you want. One of the nice things about that is if you sit through the live class, like we all do, right? You're listening, and then I'll say something that you really kind of key into, and your brain goes off thinking about that, and then you miss the next thing that I said. It's all on video, so you can go back, watch a little bit, stop it, rewind, do all those kind of things. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be sooner than later, but I've got it as the big all bold on my notes today for things to look after. But it's fun and it's helpful, and people who have taken it, I think, will tell you in the feed probably that it has been a good way to get through getting their supplies organized and keeping their supplies organized, which is also the key. Marlene Kate, did you get rid of the double-sided stamp store and go bag? No, we did not, but they are on order. I think the Stamps of Life has them in stock. I think scrapbook.com has them in stock. You know what? I'm going to look. I can't type. I can't get to my computer. I can just kind of see it. But I believe both of those places. We also have all of them, the punch packs, the stamp store and go bags. They're all on order. They're all coming back in stock. They were made a little bit longer so that they will work for A4 paper. So when we talk about organizing stamps and stuff in these bags, sorry, I start seeing mine. Come on back. Everything in my world is on wheels. For those of you who are new, right? Those of you who've been around a while, you know. So this is the double-sided stamp store and go bag, right? It's got a little handle in the middle. It's got two pull-out trays, one on each side for organizing your wood-mounted stamps. One of the things that I always recommend when you use this is that once you get all your stamps arranged, you make a photocopy of the bag, and then you put it in the bottom of the tray. So as you pull stamps out, it's not like a game of Tetris to put them all back in, right? You know exactly where they go, right? So with doing so much business overseas, everybody else uses A4 paper, which is skinnier than 8.5 by 11, but a little bit longer, a little skinnier, a little longer. So we changed up the dimension on all the bags so they will fit that A4 paper. So if you are doing this in another country, your paper is going to fit in the bottom of the bag, and then everybody has a little bit more space and all those kind of things. And that has kind of been what happened with why they went out and why they're taking so long to get back, because we made those little changes, and that always is a little more difficult than just reordering something. So they are on order. They will be back. That'll be the double-sided, the single-sided, the 1.5 inch, and the 2 inch. So the 1.5 inch and the 2 inch single-sided bags are really designed a lot around punches, right? Smaller punches, medium-sized punches are going to fit in those bags, as well as things like your punch boards and that type of thing. So they are all coming back. And again, as soon as they're in stock, you will know, but they are all on order from the factory. So I'm sorry, it's been a long delay on those as well. Linda Rodriguez, are you going to come out with a 12 by 24 fab file? I would like some for my mats. I am working on larger storage all around. I have a couple of really great ideas to help people. This has been a big request, Linda, that larger storage. for things like mats and things that are like 16 by 18 and all of that stuff. So yes, I'm working on some larger storage options. I'm not sure it'll be a fab file. The problem with fab files that are large is that they're large and flat. So like we used to do the 12 by 18, which hopefully someday will make a reappearance, but so it's 18 inches by 12 inches, which really means it's more like 20 inches by 14 inches. They come flat, but when you ship something that's that size, the shipping cost on it is like $13, but the product only costs 10. So the challenge with those things is most people don't want to spend $12 to ship an item that they're only paying $10 for. I know Amazon is a miracle worker and they can do other crazy things, but for most companies who don't have that shipping volume, I don't know how they do it. Actually, it's kind of amazing because it literally costs us $12 to ship. So that is the biggest challenge. So I'm not sure it'll be a fab file, but it is top of my list. And even over this weekend, I came up with some really great ideas that would address that. So again, keep your eyes on your email. And well, it'll be a while. These are all new products. These are all in development. So it's a while out, but I'm on it. And I know there's a big need for big storage. Elizabeth Walker, are the 8-drawer storage for mini cubes really discontinued? No, I don't know anything about that. I can look at storage and supply cases on the website though, because they're by category and I don't have to type anything in. Let's see, I don't know, I've not heard anything about that. They are on the website right now. Oh no, that's a 6-drawer. Okay, so here's another thing. Maybe this is why you're thinking that. Or if you, Elizabeth, if you've heard something somewhere, there's some weird stuff going on the website. When a product goes out of stock, it drops off the website, so it's not visible anymore. And I just had this conversation this morning and said, that's ridiculous. People assume that things are discontinued when they're not showing up on the website anymore. We need to stop doing that and maybe just add anticipated arrival date or something like that so people know when those are coming back in stock. But they are not, to my knowledge, discontinued. So no. Look at scrapbook.com, look at the Stamps of Life. See, I think Stephanie has 2 colors in there. I think she has a pink one and a black one on the stampsoflife.com. Just because it's not showing up on our website doesn't mean it's discontinued. So if that's what you were thinking, that's kind of the story there. If you had some other information from somewhere that also led you to believe that, please let me know and we can address that as well. Oop. All right. What do you use to store Memento Dewdrop inks? I use I use a Shelly Buddy bag, and I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I can get 12 or 16 in it. Again, I sent off all my loaded stuff to do for this trade show and it hasn't come back to me, but usually I would put those in the Shelly Buddy bag, and then you can store it flat like this, and you can read the colors on the bottom of your, they have a little tab on the bottom so you can see all the colors that way, and you're storing it flat also. So I would go with the Shelly Buddy bag. If you're looking for buddy bag storage, they also stand up really nicely in the 6-drawer or the 6-level Stadium and Supply. 6-level Supply Stadium. They also fit nicely in that. So if you have open shelf space, which is always something I advocate for, and you can just grab them, that kind of tiers them up. So it's easy to see all the colors that way as well. All right. So you want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, also, if you don't know this, if you want to win the prize today, you have to comment in the feed, and that's how Leanne chooses a winner. So you can just say hi, you can ask a question, you can tell us about your favorite TT product or how long you've been along with us for the TT ride, but get in the feed, or you cannot win the $25 gift certificate that we give away every week. Okay. Vilma Fernandez says, do you have any plans of making storage with wheels to take to a crop? You know, it's always something that's on the drawing board for us, but at this time, we don't have anything that's really concrete. Sorry. I wish I had a better answer for that too. Carrie Harden says, what about storage for thickers? They are light, but I have quite a collection. I would love to have a bag or box for them. Thickers fit perfectly in the Kiwi Lane storage box. I'm going to see. I have one. I see one over here. The one behind my desk was missing. Let's see if this one actually has thickers inside it. That would be helpful. Yes, it does. So this is the Kiwi Lane storage box. Oh, large divider, large tabs, right? So this is still in the packaging. I just added a tab to it. You could also use the single pocket. Let's see if I have one in here. Yes. So this one, I don't have the packaging on the Scrabble alphabet, and I just have it stored upside down in one of these big pockets. So they fit perfectly in there. Easy, protected. It's a lightweight case, but it's durable. It will fit 2 6x6 paper pads side by side, and then however many deep, depending on thickness. So this is the Kiwi Lane storage box. It is not showing up on our website right now. I believe that scrapbook.com has it in stock right now. I know we have it in the U.S. warehouse. So all the pockets are showing up under the Kiwi Lane templates on our website, but the box is not showing up there. So, yeah. But if it's perfect for Kiwi. If you want something separate, I put mine in my scrap rack. I use the double extra long vertical pockets, put two sets per pocket, so 4 per page, so I can see both sides. So if you're using a scrap rack, they'll fit in the double extra long vertical pockets. So that's another option. But if you just want to transport them separately, then that is a great way to do it. Gloria Ralston, which TT products will not be sold at CC UK? Many thanks. I have no idea. They're working through the list of what they're going to carry on the CC UK website. I don't know. I wish I could answer that question for you. That's kind of this whole transition thing, is them evaluating what to stock in the UK and what to keep on the CC site and what to move over to the TT site in the US. So I apologize. I do not have a good answer for that. We are working with Amazon, with a couple of other suppliers in Europe and the UK that will carry the whole TT line and ship the whole TT line. So we are trying to make sure that you can get it, but I don't think CC UK is going to have all those items on their website. Ruth Hammond said, do you have any plans to make storage inserts for the Kallax unit? I did, but I don't, because Kallax, oh, yes and no. So IKEA came out with some better separators that fit in the Kallax, and then American Crafts came out with some separators that fit in the Kallax. And so I said, I'm just going to do things that fit in there. So I have designed some slide out trays, very simple, like Slide Stash and Store, that fit each of those little holes in the Kallax unit and on the Kallax shelves, and they fit other things as well. So hopefully those will be sooner than later coming out, and they'll fit in the inserts that are available either through American Crafts or through IKEA itself, or the Kallax unit itself, the IKEA store as well. All right, my friends. Let's see. Here we go. I think we're at the end of the questions. So if you got a question, get it in real quick. Again, I'm sorry I don't have Susie here. I know in the feed sometimes there are more questions that get asked, which is why it's helpful to have 2 people watching, both Susie and Leanne, because that feed goes so fast. As always, if you don't get an answer or we missed your question, you can always email your question to customer service at totally-tiffany.com, and Leanne will get you an answer there as well. Last week, someone asked me about checking on an order. They hadn't received an order. I don't know if you're on today, but obviously I don't have access to that system to check on things. But if you ever have an order issue, if you send your, your information to customer service at totally-tiffany.com and give Leanne all the information, if you have an order number, your name, your email address, all that stuff, everything she might need in one email, she can go in and look, and then she can get right back to you without having to ask you, questions to go back and forth. So it shortens up the time before you can get your response. The more information you give her straight away. I see something else popping up here. Susan says we can't have the GOC until we get all the supplies in stock. That would be nice if everything was in stock. One of the reasons we were looking at working with scrapbook.com is they do carry the entire Totally Tiffany range, and because they're stocked out of the US warehouse, everything is in stock there if we have it. So it doesn't really have as much to do with our planning, because again, you can use other products, but it would be nice for everybody watching if I suggested something and then we actually had it in stock for you. So yeah, we're working on it, but scrapbook.com does usually have everything in stock. All right. And I know some people worry about scrapbook.com and like Club Inspire points or whatever. If you're in the US, scrapbook.com, because we're preferred product, our products are always slightly discounted. It's like 10%. But when you weigh out that 10% against the other benefits and on some of the other things that are going on, it kind of equalizes out, which is why they do that at scrapbook.com. So it's another thing for you to think about. You're like, oh, I want to do this for Club Inspire. It might just kind of be a wash with what happens at scrapbook.com with their 10% off everything. Pat Osendorf said, any ideas of what to store in the small square and rectangle zipper bags? I put a few things in kind of to give some idea. So they're 4 inches tall, which is a little bit, so kind of taller, bigger things like these glitter bottles, right, which are a little bit too tall for other storage. This is all, all the different sizes or types of tape runners, adhesive runners. I think it's just going to vary by what you have in your craft room. I know one of the things, the large one works great for sewing stuff. I'm going to see over here. I have the rectangle, right? Here's this smaller rectangle, right? So sewing supplies seem to fit really well in them. And then this one is loaded up with paint. So it's just, they are awesome for travel too. Like I just did a trip with my husband. Some of you who follow him on Instagram, maybe saw that, but it's a great way to pack things because you can see everything that's in there, right? So different shirts, socks, underwear, whatever, in the variety of the large square and the large and the small rectangle seem to be 2 really great bags for travel stuff. So that would be, but I think once you get them and you start working with them, I was also wondering if the large square wouldn't be great for sheets. I don't know if it's deep enough, but I'm going to try it because I store flat sheet, fitted sheet pillowcases all together. And well, this is part, you're getting a little insight to my little obsession, my OCD here. I only use white bed linens. That's all. So if you have full size, queen size, and king size beds, and you only have white linens, then everything looks the same, right? It's hard to tell what size. So I put my label on my sheets in the closet so I know which size is which. And I thought, oh, that might work great for smaller, probably not going to fit a king size sheets in there, but for full size and possibly queen size in that mediums, in that large square might be a great option too for storing that type of thing. So think along the lines of things you're trying to protect when you store or keep organized when you store, but you still want them to be visible for the sizes that as you're getting them. I know lots of you ordered them And so there's going to be, and we'll see once people start getting them, I will share those ideas with you as well, as always, what people are doing with them, why they like them, what and how they're using them, especially outside of your craft room for those. I had one other thought that ran through my head. Okay, before we wrap up and announce the winner today, a reminder, hang and hold, $19.99 for the full set. The full set is going to give you the bar, the tool bin, the basic bin, the bar, the tool bin, the basic bin. There's 3. Oh, and the large bin, right? I'm looking over. I don't see one on my thing. The large bin, which holds like 8.5 by 11 paper, tall, skinny things. I think that's what it's called, the large basic bin. Oh, the supply bin, the basic bin, the supply bin, and the tool holder. $19.99. The bar alone is $29. At some point, somebody who runs the website is going to realize there's something wrong with that price, right? It's just $19.99, and you get all those pieces. So for less than the price of the bar, you're getting the bar and 3 attachment pieces. And remember, it works in all different places in your home. I clip one to the picnic table, right? It holds the tablecloth down, and then I use the different components to hold silverware, condiments, that type of thing. But it does double duty because it also secures the tablecloth down and puts paper plates, napkins, all that kind of stuff. So they're super versatile, really fun. And yes, the price on them is crazy. Third Thursday special, keep your eyes out for an email on that. That's going to be a 3 for 2 special. Buy 3 things and pay for 2. So the least expensive item is free, and that's going to be on Thursday. And then there's also going to be a special this weekend. Buy 3 items and get 20% off your whole basket. So for those types of things that you're looking for. Okay, I think that we've got it all. Let me do one more question check. We're going to announce the winner. Da-na-na-na-na. Let's see which. Okay, I think I got all these questions answered. So again, I apologize if I didn't get your questions answered. If I didn't, go ahead and email them in to Leanne, and she will get them to me or answer them herself. All right, let's see. Oh, good. It looks like we've got a lot of posts up here. All right, so did we get a winner, Leanne? Did you have a chance to pick a winner? Usually she pops it up on the screen right at 10 o'clock. Dun, dun, dun. We're waiting with bated breath for that to happen. It might be in this other feed too. Let me look here. All right, the winner is Sandy Grant. You have won a $25 gift certificate at the Totally Tiffany website. So if you are not a member of Club Inspire, Sandy, please join Club Inspire and then reach out to prizes at Crafters Companion. That's prizes with an S at crafterscompanion.com, and let them know that you are this week's winner of the $25 gift certificate, and they will load it into your account and you can shop to your heart's content. Well, $25 worth anyway. So thanks everybody for joining me today. I will see you all next week. I still don't think Susie's back next week. She's on the long trip, but hopefully she'll be back. It'll be a little bit less hectic on Tuesday Live next week or a week after when she returns. So thanks for joining me today and putting up with kind of our madness and mess. I will see all of you next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Thanks again for being here.